Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I have a special guest, Alex. Alex, do you want to introduce yourself and your channel?
Yes, thank you so much, Gooby, for having me on your channel today. My name is Alex. My YouTube channel is Alex Antoinette, and I love to talk about topics such as inner work, self-development, and overall becoming your best version.
Thank you, Alex. So, we did a video on triggers, and this is the second part, and it's about how to put yourself in a high vibrational state so that you're not so easily triggered. Number one, remove toxic people from your life. Because people that cannot take accountability, spread bad energy, and that they just like, if they would be a color, they would be black or dark gray. It's not good to have them around us. I have an example that illustrates that very well. So I was working in this rehabilitation place. So we had to be a tight-knit team and we were working very close together. And there was this person who treated us very differently, even though we had the same function. She was unfair. She privileged some people. She didn't obey to the rules that were made for others. She lied, all those things. And I let it get to me because I dealt with it almost daily. And besides that, my life wasn't great. Something happened. So my housemate and I, we had a lash lady and a nail lady come to our house. And yes, they were late. They forgot some stuff. They didn't do the best job. But I got so triggered. I exploded. I had a completely out of proportion reaction. And when I came down, I knew it's her. I knew can't have those people in your life. So this might not be something that you can change from one day to the next, but you need to either remove the person from your life, fire the person, or if you can't do that, if you can't remove the person, you need to remove yourself from the situation. Because otherwise the toxicity will stay there. On the other hand, add good people to your life. So only lately, I'm in this coaching program with other lady entrepreneurs, and we have very high standards. There is trust, there is reliability, we're on time, we're supportive for each other, and just being in that group makes me feel safer, it makes me feel more relaxed, and it gives me courage to do things that I might not have had before. So that's the first point. Remove the toxic, add the good.
I wanted to add to that real quick, Gooby. There are going to be times where there are some toxic people around us, and I think if we have to be around them too, we would have to limit our exposure to them. I feel like I have to double down on my self-love and my emotional self-regulation tools just so I'm more prepared when I know I'm going to be interacting with them, because I don't like when I'm getting, triggered. I don't like that it pulls me out of that like good feeling state, and I end up acting in a way that's not who I know myself to be. So in that way, I feel more empowered kind of going into situations where I'm around these people if I have to. But if there's no reason for me to be around them, yes, I do believe that we should just cut them off from our life, um, if we can.
Thank you, Alex. The second point would be the boundaries. Putting healthy boundaries around us for family, romantic relationships, friendships, people at work, and anyone we meet in life. So I have an example here with family. So I'm working with some family members, and one family member is not capable to do certain things in the work anymore because of age. And that becomes difficult for us and another family member. And I took the decision, I'm going to hire someone to help us out. And my family members are very resistant to outside help. They want to do everything themselves, even if they can't do it anymore. but it was physically affecting me. So I just decided that's what I'm going to do. It looks like it's going to go well, but if they would refuse it, I would have to remove myself somewhat from that situation. I'm proud of myself for doing that because that was scary. And that is the thing. We need to do this thing, even if it's scary, even if it comes with a couple uncomfortable conversations or another person getting triggered, because we need to protect our boundaries and our safety. That's a very important point. For friendships, it is so important that the friends you let close to you are reliable, trustworthy. You can count on them, they support you. If they don't have those qualities, they're probably not going to have them in the future. And something that I was definitely doing in the past, I was so scared, especially I dealt with isolation in the past, not having any friends, that I held on to the friends that were somewhat okay, but not really coming up for my standards. And out of fear of not having anyone, I put up with things that I was in my soul not okay with. Big, 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 big red flag. You have to let them go, because then you make yourself available for better friends. You want to add something, Alex?
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like how friendships and relationships kind of all intertwine with each other, because I feel like if we boost our friendships, we're likely to want to expect the same in like relationships and vice versa. So I feel like when we set the standard for one area of our life, it kind of bleeds into the other areas. We're not likely going to have this amazing friendship, but then always, settle for that, a boyfriend that isn't treating us well. So I think by having those amazing, encouraging friends, they're going to also, shed light on, hey, I deserve that in my relationships as well. So it's like having a higher standard all across the board.
Absolutely. Thank you. And then the third point is move. Change things in your life. Like change your work, change your city, change the country, change some friends. Break up if it's needed. If you're always in a relationship, be single a little bit. Or if you haven't been in a relationship for a very long time, start dating again. These are the things that mostly cannot be done instantly. That take some time, some organizing, and often you go through a period of more difficulty to come out at a better place. For me, for example, I want to live half my life in Mexico, and I got to go check out this place. We haven't been there in 2.5 years, and it is scary figuring out. I come from a eating disorder past, my eating situation. Do I have good internet? Am I going to get along with people? Am I going to find a good rhythm? Like maybe friends coming with me at the beginning a little bit, maybe have to go by myself. Like it is scary. And I know there's going to be triggers on the way, and I'm going to have to let go of control. But going through the experience is going to make me grow. It's going to make me more the person that I like to be. Because we all want the friend who is super trustworthy and supportive and who does a difficult thing and is very courageous. To attract that friend, I got to be that person. So it's very important. If I want the change, I got to go to the difficulty to get out at the other side.
I wanted to touch up on that really, on that point. You made a very, very valid point too, Gooby. I mean, for me to even want to expect better friends, I needed to be a better friend myself. And yeah, change can be hard, but we can make it easier on us. And by having that support system, whether that be a friend in person or virtually, that'll kind of give us the courage and, support along in that journey to feel like we're not alone, we're not by ourselves, that other people that we have on the same wavelength are kind of going through the same journey with us too. So it's not as lonely when we invest in ourselves, become a better version of ourselves, and we get to see those same qualities in other people too. And when we're in that better feeling state, we can also see, you know, maybe these other groups of people aren't going to be good for us, kind of in dragging me back to an old version of myself that I don't want to be.
Thank you. Then point number 4 is declutter. And starting with emotional decluttering, meaning old pictures from the phone, old messages, especially if it's old romantic partners, off the phone, off the computer, or just like old things that are hanging there that we don't need anymore. Letters to people that are long gone, business stuff that we don't even have anymore, out. Also, physical decluttering on the desk, through the house. It's important that things move, so that we constant movement, because a thing that can trigger us is the people that are very stiff and hold on to every little thing. Then get way more easily triggered than if you're used to movement. Oh, that's changed. Okay, it's coming, it's going. And it makes our house also more beautiful.
To add to that too, I've heard the saying, I might be butchering it a bit, but it was saying like a clean house is like reflection of a clean mind. Like in order, you know, for you to feel better mentally, you got to clean up your space. Not, I feel like when I declutter or when I clean up, like I feel energetically lighter. And I also think those who may, you know, hoard or have just a lot of clutter, a lot of mess everywhere may be reflective of maybe potentially like mental health issues like anxiety, depression, and it's a reflection of your inner world a lot of the times. That's what I believe.
Thank you. Number 5, make your life as interesting and enjoyable as possible. I think having interesting friends, if there's no people around, it can really be through online communities, as I mentioned before, and make it enjoyable, doing your practices like yoga, breath work, meditation, but also going outside in the forest, meeting up with friends, just planning enjoyable activities, whatever that is for you. It can be watching a movie, it can be playing with your dog, but make time for that and make the little things enjoyable so that you find joy every day. And also celebrate your wins. Do not forget to celebrate your wins, because otherwise the happiness turns to grief in the body.
Yeah, the fact that you said celebrate your wins, I feel like sometimes we're on the go, 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 that we don't even take a moment to really acknowledge how far we've come. And the previous version of you would have been like, wait, how did I get here? You know? So taking the time to really look at, you know, being present as to, um, you know, what you've accomplished so far, celebrating that, taking the time to feel the joy and the pleasure in your body. And what I do every day is I pour back into my own cup every single day. And that is a must. It's a non-negotiable for me. And I like to start off my day, you know, feeling good, whether that's listening to something that makes me feel high vibe or just overall makes me feel good. And doing activities every day, whether that be reading, going on a walk, watching a video, anything that makes me feel happy, good, feeling that pleasure, because I feel like when we delay pleasure and delay joy, we're telling ourselves we're not worth it. And I can't do much if I don't fill up my own cup first. And if I fill up my own cup first, I'm not likely seeking the validation from others and, you know, expecting them to meet my needs all the time. So when I fill my cup up, like I tend to give from my overflow.
Yeah, thank you. I totally agree. I do it too, but I need to do it more. And then point number 6, slow down. Especially when you're in that survival and you think there's just too many things and you can't do it all and you're constantly stressed. Slow down. And I'm going to give you the example with salsa dancing here. So I like salsa dancing, and the man is leading and the woman follows. And so sometimes if you're at a dance event, you dance with people you don't know how they're going to dance. If you're with a guy, he just spins you and it goes fast. And at the beginning, I was like trying to follow. I felt like I was running behind. Now when that happened, I just slow down. the women that dance the most beautiful, they almost half a tone behind anyhow. It's all about being slow, being beautiful, and then it changes. And then it's interesting to apply that to life. Sometimes you have to do it a couple of times in a dance or in life, but it's a really good rule that I'm really practicing lately.
I can agree with that too. I feel like sometimes I'll have to catch myself if I'm like rushing, like I'm like speed walking, like why am I rushing? Like to get there 1 minute earlier, is this worth the stress that I'm putting my body under? So, I take a second to, calm myself down and recenter myself and slow down my walk. And I actually physically start to feel better. So it's easier for me when I catch it in the moment rather than allowing myself to feel physically frantic, and then from there I'll have like racing thoughts. So it can kind of spiral if you don't catch yourself and in the beginning stages. But I feel like I've gotten better at that, and I'm able to, catch myself in the moment and recenter myself to, choose how I want to be acting throughout my day.
Thank you. So yeah, in the end, I would say if you keep doing those points, I'm gonna tell them quickly one more time. 1, remove toxic people, add good people. 2, boundaries. 3, move or change things. 4, declutter. 5, make your life as interesting and enjoyable as possible. And 6, slow down. If we keep doing that regularly, and we probably not going to be as triggered. Like if we're having a fun evening with real friends, and then the annoying person calls about something, probably not going to care. And then a little tip at the end, you can change the wallpaper on your phone to something that reminds you that now you're in a fun, calm, enjoyable life. That's it for today. Thank you, Alex, for being my guest. Do you want to add something?
No, I just want to thank you for having me on here today. And obviously, we met through a course, and I'm just so grateful that, I have like-minded friends on the same wavelength. But if I didn't put myself out there, I wouldn't have met somebody like you. So I'm super grateful, like your growth mindset, and we're on the same journey. So thank you.
Thank you, and likewise. And see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.